Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Castle Open Air Theater for this morning's commencement ceremony. Will everyone who is able please stand for our processional?
Mr. Marshall.
Welcome to the 2024 Doane University Spring Commencement Celebration. I am Dr. Lori Cook Benjamin, Chief Academic Officer, and I want to especially welcome our 2024 graduates, their family members and friends, as well as the Doane University faculty and staff who have helped our graduates reach this important day. At this time, I ask Gary Shellhorn, who is receiving his master's degree today, to come forward for the opening reflection. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, we ask that you remove your caps for the opening reflection, which will be followed by the 2024 graduate, Julia Ramirez, singing our national anthem.
Please join me in reflection and prayer. Today we gather to celebrate the achievements of our graduates and ask for guidance and blessings to be bestowed upon each one of us here today. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones not present, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success. With gratitude, we offer this prayer. I invite each of us to silently add a moment of personal prayer or reflection. Now, let us bring our reflection or prayer to a close, each in our own way.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Junior marshals, please post the colors.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, whose ties to Doane, both past and present, are strong. Please help me welcome the 13th president of Doane University, Dr. Roger Hughes.
Good morning, everyone. Let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Thank you, Gary, for giving the opening reflection, and Julia Ramirez for singing the national anthem. And to the Doane Concert Band under the direction of Dr. Andy Fays, thank you so much for playing this morning. Thank you also to the Doane Facilities and Ground staff for all their help getting this area ready. If we could put a time-lapse video on the transformation of this space in the last 24 hours, it would be amazing. Thanks also to all the other staff volunteers who have donated their time to make this such a special occasion. Will all veterans, as well as active members of all branches of U.S. military, please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices, for protecting us, and for defending our rights. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone to the 2024 Spring Commencement of Doane University. We gather here on our Creek campus to celebrate this monumental achievement, one that will change the trajectory of yours and your family's lives. Through your hard work, perseverance, and intellectual accomplishments, you have earned your doctorate, master's, bachelor's of arts, or bachelor's of science. This class has had to persevere through the pandemic that forced us all to pivot in so many ways. But as with any challenge, there are also hidden opportunities. We've all been forced to think and act differently. The challenges we have and are currently facing force us to examine the way we've always done things and evolve to how many new ways can we do things. Here are some fun facts about your class. 3 of you are planning to attend grad school. The graduate student who is getting a degree started the farthest back in 2002. 1 of you will have 3 degrees from Doane. 3 of you are veterans. 64 of you have 4.0 GPAs. 13 of you are first-generation students. And some of you are online students or from as far away as California, North Carolina, Belgium, and Singapore. Some fun facts about the undergrads. 8 of you are planning to attend grad school. The youngest graduate in this class is 20 years of age. The oldest graduate in this class is 57 years of age. The student with the farthest start back date was in autumn of 2011. 1 of you is a veteran. 2 of you are graduating with a GPA of 4.0. And 6 of you are first generation and first to represent families to go to college. We hope your Doane experience has exceeded your expectations. Your very presence here as a graduate speaks to your self-sacrifice, your work ethic, your intellectual acuity, and the fact that you've learned success can't be attained without failure, and greatness cannot be achieved if you become satisfied. You've learned that because at Doane, we build leaders. And no leader is successful by themselves. Every successful leader has a team behind them who supported, nurtured them, kicked them in the seat of the pants to get them going when they needed motivation, or picked them up after failure, gave hugs, and the encouragement needed to start again. To those who provided that support, to one of today's graduates, thank you so much for your investment, and a special welcome to Doane University. And now it's my pleasure to introduce today's commencement speaker, Dr. Dana Miller. Dr. Miller's bio is in the program. I will just share a couple highlights. Dr. Miller earned her bachelor's degree from Vancouver Bible College. She has 2 master's degrees from Talbot Seminary as well as Azusa Pacific University, and her PhD is from the University of Nebraska. Dr. Miller has made a lifetime career of empowering others. She directed the Developing Leader Coaches Capstone Program for Doane University's Master of Arts in Leadership program until she retired in 2022 after 35 years of teaching and administrating in higher ed. Will you please join me in welcoming Dr. Dana Miller?
Good morning, everyone. What a glorious day for a celebration. Graduates, congratulations. We are here to celebrate you. And I hope you feel in your core what an accomplishment it is to be sitting there today. I don't know if you know the numbers, but according to the 2021 census, less than a quarter, just 23.5% of the U.S. population has earned a bachelor's degree as their highest degree. Only 13% has earned a master's degree, and just 2% has earned a doctoral degree. So what you've achieved is significant, and we are incredibly proud of you. This is my 37th year celebrating with our graduates. I interviewed on this campus in the spring of 1987. I didn't know much about Doane, but one phrase in the college catalog stood out to me. It said, "Doane's mission is to develop leaders for life." I loved that, and it didn't take long for me to realize that I wanted to be part of that mission. It's a bit surreal that 40 years later, almost, I am still here, and Doane is still deeply committed to, as President Hughes says, building leaders. Leadership is about influence, inspiration, and impact. And this morning I want to share 4 lessons that I've learned from leaders, mentors, who profoundly impacted me. I learned these lessons early in my career, so they've withstood the test of time, and they have shaped who I am, how I live and lead, and even what I teach. And perhaps best of all, they're lessons that I continue to learn. The first lesson is about the importance of being present. In April 1983, I was presenting my master's oral. I was going through my list of goals, and one of my mentors said to me, "Dana, I have no doubt that you're going to do all of those things that you want to do. I hope you can also learn to just be." At the time, I didn't quite get what she was saying, but it stuck with me. And over the years, I learned about the power of pause, about the importance of being fully present with myself and with others. It remains one of the most challenging lessons I continue to learn. We use Kevin Cashman's book, Leadership from the Inside Out, in our capstone courses. In it, he talks about how noisy our lives have become. We're bombarded by so much external stimuli, so many distractions. He says we've become human doers and have lost sight of our heritage as human beings. We know that being present is important for our personal well-being, but research also suggests that if we want to be great leaders, we need to be present. This reminds me of something one of our master's degree students shared years ago. We'd been discussing the importance of being present and how that connects to listening at deeper levels. He was a supervisor at an aerospace engineering firm. One night he came to class and said, "I always thought I was a good listener, but we just did a 360-degree feedback review, and it turns out my employees think I'm a terrible listener. I'm not present, and I don't hear them." Fast forward 3 months to his oral presentation when he said, "I brought a table into my office. I call it my listening table. Now when I meet with people, I walk away from my desk and my computer, and I sit with them. I work to be fully present and to listen." He said that made all the difference in his ability to connect authentically with his employees. Just Thursday, I was having coffee with one of our grads from years ago. She's going through a pretty traumatic time, and when I asked her, "What are you doing to take care of you?" she said, "I'm taking time to be present and in the moment. I go out on my deck, I watch the cows, and I just soak up nature." And then she started laughing and she said, "Do you remember that class activity that you made us do?" I love when students say that. "When you took us to the park and made us sit still and just try to be present in the moment." She said, "I couldn't do it, and all I did was complain." What I did not expect Thursday was 8 years later, she said, "That activity changed my life. I don't know how I would get through all of the chaos that I'm going through if I didn't take time to be present. That is what grounds me. The second lesson is about the power of purpose. In the early 80s, I worked for Chapman University in Southern California. My boss was the most dynamic woman I have ever known. Caring, creatively brilliant, and so high energy. During training our second year, she said to us, "Our mantra this year is, we're going to do less, better." I remember being surprised to hear those words come out of her mouth. Of course, she wasn't saying that we weren't going to work hard. Doing less better was about priorities, about paying attention to our purpose, to what was most important, and making sure that the time and energy that we invested was in alignment with that. A few years ago, Kevin Cashman gave the keynote address at a coaching conference I attended, and he shared one of my favorite stories about purpose. While leading a team building session for a company in Europe, the group visited a monastery. They met with a Buddhist monk who at one point asked Cashman, "How many days do you have left to live?" The question stunned him, but eventually he said, "About 6,000. The monk asked, "So if you have 6,000 days left, do you want to waste any of them? Do you want to spend them in anger or frustration or not living your purpose?" Cashman challenged us to do the math. Very often in my gratitude journal, I record the number of days I've been alive. As of today, that's 25,785. If I live 10 more years to 80, that's 3,652 days. None of us knows how many days we have left, but I do know that I don't want to waste them. I want to live and lead on purpose, and I want to make a positive difference for others. The third lesson is about the value of perspective. I went through a painfully difficult time in my early 30s, and I ran into one of my greatest mentors, a professor from grad school, at a conference. We talked a bit about what was going on, and he said to me, "Dana, you've been given a gift." And I'm sure I looked at him strangely, but he added the gift of experience. That was one of those light bulb moments when I began to shift perspective and think about that question, what are the gifts in this experience? In her book, Gift Mindset, Renee Giarusso describes 12 gifts that leaders unwrap when they reframe challenges into opportunities. Those include things like gratitude, contribution, connection, courage, empathy, resilience, and growth. She says, imagine creating a gift mindset culture where our biggest lessons come through embracing, not resisting, the challenges we experience. In an interview with Oprah, author Michael Beckwith shared a powerful quote: "Pain pushes until vision pulls." He explained that when we face challenges, when we're in pain, whether personally or professionally, there's always a larger purpose. There is always potential. He said, potential is infinite. Potential is always larger than our problems. What a gift my mentor gave to me 40 years ago when he challenged me to shift perspectives and ask that question, which I continue to ask. What are the gifts in this experience? The last lesson is about living and leading from a place of love or from the heart. My older brother was my first friend, and he was a great mentor. He introduced me to the book, Managing from the Heart. It's a parable about a man named Harry Hartwell, who was a composite of the poor leaders the authors had observed in their consulting work. Harry was the CEO of an oil refinery. He was a cold, uncaring, disagreeable man who belittled employees and who employees referred to behind his back as the abominable no man. One day, Harry had a heart attack, and he woke up in the hospital to a woman standing near his bed. Turns out the woman was an angel who had the discretionary power to send him back to his life, which he begged her to do. She essentially said, these are my words, what a waste it would be to send him back, the miserable man that he was. But she agreed to let him return with the caveat that he had to learn 5 lessons in order to stay. Those 5 lessons, she said, think of them as the silent requests that people are always making of you. They're framed around the word heart. The H is hear and understand me. The E is even if you disagree, please don't make me wrong. The A is acknowledge the greatness within me. The R is remember to look for my loving intentions. And the T is tell me the truth with compassion. The book is about Harry's remarkable transformation into a caring, compassionate man who learned to lead with heart. It's easy, at least for me, to lead cerebrally, to stay in my head. It takes a lot of courage to lead with heart because it involves vulnerability. In her book, Dare to Lead, Brene Brown says, we desperately need more leaders who are committed to courageous, wholehearted leadership and who are self-aware enough to lead with their hearts, rather than unevolved leaders who leave from a place of hurt and fear. We need leaders who are present, who live and lead on purpose, who see potential and look for gifts, and who lead with their hearts. Graduates, we need you. We need your knowledge, talent, skills, passion, vision, dedication, and we need your heart. The personal lessons I've shared with you were life-changing, and they speak to leader impact. When I think about leader impact, and I tell students, impact can be positive or negative. I think about Maya Angelou's wisdom. She said, people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Graduates, I'm hopeful as I think about the potential for positive impact that each one of you has as you continue to create your leadership legacy. I'll leave you with a challenge in the form of a quote from one of the greatest leaders in the last century, Nelson Mandela. It is in your hands to create a better world for all who live in it. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Miller, for joining us today and sharing that wonderful message about leadership lessons. Graduates, it's now your time. Will all the candidates who are to receive doctoral degrees please rise and remain standing? Dr. Hughes, on behalf of the faculty, I certify that the candidates who are present have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their Doctor of Education degree today.
Upon recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Nebraska, I confer upon you the degree of Doctorate of Education together with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
We will now begin the Doctor of Education degree. Dr. Cindy Gray will read the graduates and will be assisted by Dr. Marilyn Johnson Farr, Dr. Thomas King, Dr. Timothy Fry, and Dr. Catherine Najjar.
Adia S. Brightman. Her dissertation is entitled Black Boy Joy, Relational Approaches White Women Educators Use to Support the Success of Black Boys in an Urban School Setting. Her dedication reads as follows. I dedicate my dissertation to all Black boys in the educational system, my parents who have supported me throughout this journey, and my dear friend Dr. Danita Diane Webb, who lost her battle with breast cancer. Joseph D. Costanzo. His dissertation is entitled Mentoring Matters, the Lasting Relevance of Mentoring Males Aged 14 to 18. His dedication reads as follows. My success in life boils down to one thing, having people in my life who are irrationally passionate about my success, my family. Because of their unwavering support and sacrifices, this achievement is possible. I dedicate this to my family, as this is as much a testament to your contributions as it is mine. Thank you. Cassandra Ann Janap. Her dissertation is entitled Survival in Education, Teacher Perceptions of Work-Related Traumatic Experiences Post-Pandemic in Rural Midwestern Schools. Her dedication is as follows. I dedicate this heartfelt work to my loving and supportive family, Dr. Tom and Patty King, my husband Nicholas, and our beautiful children, Kenley, Peyton, Ellie, and Lainey. I would not have been able to complete this dissertation without your unconditional love, constant guidance, and positive encouragement. I love you all for allowing me to remain committed to my work and pursuing my professional goals. We did it. David Schumacher. His dissertation is entitled From Captain to CEO, the Effect of High School Experiences on Community Leaders. His dedication reads as follows. An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Proverbs 18:15. Brent David Snow. His dissertation is entitled Predicting Student Academic Growth. His dedication reads as follows. To my wife Heidi and my family, your support has meant the world to me. Sarah A. Vlasic. Her dissertation is entitled A School in the Zoo, a case study of a learning community partnership. Her dedication reads as follows. To Imelda Luffler and Marilyn Klug for their unconditional love and support. To my husband, Mr. Alfred Vlasic, for his guidance and humor, our three daughters, Ariana, Celeste, and Brooke, for their understanding, humor, and love. To my parents, Mark and Kathy Klug, for their encouragement and support. And to God for reminding me who I am.
Will all the candidates who are to receive master's graduate degrees please rise and remain standing. Oops. Dr. Hughes, on behalf of the faculty, I certify that the candidates who are present have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective graduate degrees today.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Nebraska, I confer upon you the graduate degree of Master of Education in Educational Leadership, Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction, Master of Education in School Counseling, Master of Arts in Counseling, Master of Arts in Leadership, and Master of Business Administration, together with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining hereto.
All the graduates may sit down except for the educational leadership graduates. We now begin with the Master of Education in Educational Leadership degree. Dr. Takako Olson will read the graduates and will be assisted by Dr. Beth Scott and Dr. Teresa Perkins.
Val Marie Adams. Catherine A. Anderson. Bianca D. Ayala. Rachel L. Beck. Lucas Robert Bingham. Bridget Blifanick. Ryan Matthew Bogie. Noah Charles Brittenham. Benjamin Carter. Taylor Cole. Allison Ray Koppel. Heidi Jo Dotzler. Madison Donna Fladman. Brent Austin Gengler. Casey Nicole Goodell. Ali Graham. Jacqueline Gunia. Danielle Elaine Havacost. Laura Heller. Travis Henninger. Kylie Alice Holland. Antonio Dewan Horton. Dayton Wayne Hughes. Christy Lynn Johnson. Christy Kennedy. Addie Lynn Knorr. Brittany Lanick. Eric Joseph Lechtenberg. Michael Marvin Mason. Alicia Ann Melroy. Andrew Duncan Minor. Amanda Jean Mueller. Catherine Hale Albrecht. Martha Susiana Ostrom. Kayla Dree Pitt. R. Scott Bryce. Ryan Rischling. Seth Shanahan. Hunter Newman Smith. Monica Lee Bavick. Dina White. Lexi Ann Witchlett.
We will now begin the Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction degree. Director Rachel Catlett will read the graduates and will be assisted by Dr. Carrie Rath.
Maya Elizabeth Brown. Olivia May DeFord. Eliza Rose Donley. Victoria Ann Gibbons. Catherine Ann Hums. Reed William Hunsaker. Ashley Reed Kenyon. Keely Croker. Brian Lastly. Heather Lynn Linscomb. Mallory Abigail McConkey. Carrie Lynn Pop. Lexi Elizabeth Ryan. Thomas Webster Sadler II. Casey Shields in absentia. Jessica Stevens. Austin Allen Uden. Marlena Beatrice Zapita. Bailey Michelle Zimmerman.
We will now continue with the Master of Education in School Counseling degree. Demetria Nicole Ballard. Kayla Marie A. Brick. Christine Elvison in absentia. Shauna Kathleen Fleming Green. Catherine Elizabeth Jones. Thompson Nilson Cook. Paula Andrea Madeira. Jessica Marie McDowell. Nicole Meyer. Erin Ann Nielsen. Christine Peters. Elise Rittenberger. Kelly Town Robinson. Eileen Scoville. Laria Christine Shea. Lacey A. Stelling. Elizabeth Ann Torek.
TJ Wynn.
We will now begin the Master of Arts in Counseling degree. Dr. Andrea McGrath will read the graduates and will be assisted by Dr. Arden Sheppy.
Nicholas A. Ortiz. Erin Michelle Poor. Kelly Warrior.
We will now begin the Master of Arts in Leadership degree. Dr. Jennifer Bossard will read the graduates and will be assisted by Dr. Jared Cook.
Laura Ives. We will now begin the Master of Business Administration degree. Robert Bevins. Sean Clendenin. Nicholas Hightree. Jaden Hunt. Brian Odell. Brandon Penites. Gabrielle Loving. Gary Shellhorn. Barbara Vandrisa.
We will now prepare for the conferral of a baccalaureate degree.
Will all the candidates who are to receive their baccalaureate degrees please rise and remain standing? Dr. Hughes, on behalf of the faculty, I certify that the candidates who are present have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their baccalaureate degree.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested me by the state of Nebraska, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. As a sign of the awarding of this degree, please transfer your tassel to the left side of your cap.
Huda Altamimi. Tammy Brinkoff, summa cum laude. Cassandra Christensen. Dana Cox. Billy Gillespie. Justin Jordan. Yabari Endam. Christopher Shahadi, magna cum laude. In absentia, Carissa Smith, cum laude. Jennifer Wolf.
Again, my congratulations to the graduates, their families that supported them while they were pursuing their degrees at Doane. Well done. I know everyone is anxious for the celebration to begin, but it's also the president's job to give just a little bit of advice before we send you on your way. With your Doane degree, you are now part of a 150-year history and are joining a group of distinguished Doane alumni all over the world. As I said during my welcome, at Doane, we build leaders, which means as a graduate, you are built to lead. As you engage your fellow Doane alumni, know that they are too built to lead. So here are 5 things that I ask. Dr. Miller had 5 things. I think that's my lottery number for tonight. Five things that I would love you and everyone to remember as you leave the house each morning or leave your apartment or enter work each day. Number 1, faith. Faith in your God, faith in yourself, faith in your calling, faith in your team. Keep the faith because you are born to lead. Number 2, don't believe the hype. You're not as good when you win, nor as bad when you lose as the people or the world will tell you. You will constantly be bombarded with white noise. Block it out. Focus on what really matters. Keep the most important thing the most important thing. Keep your humility because you are built to lead. Number 3, make things better. Wherever you go, whatever you do, leave it better than you found it. Every person you come in contact with, make them better. Too many people want to gripe about what's wrong but don't want to do anything about it. When you see something wrong, roll up your sleeves and do something about it. If you make someone better, and that person goes to make someone better and someone else better, I believe in the butterfly effect, and we can change the world. At Doane, we are changing the world one graduate at a time. Don't be passive because you are built to lead. Number 4, hard work and perseverance trump talent every time. Let me say that again. Hard work and perseverance trump talent every time. That's pretty self-explanatory. And number 5, the strong take from the weak, but the smart take from the strong. The strong take from the weak, but the smart take from the strong. You are Doane graduates. You are built to lead. You are smart and strong. We take from everybody. Now, I know that sounds harsh, and I don't mean it to. What I'm saying is, when you leave here today, the world you're entering is going to have bumps in the road. You can choose to see them as obstacles or opportunities. Don't waste 1 second thinking you are not up to the task. Do not waste 1 instant thinking because you didn't go to a bigger school in a bigger city that you won't measure up. I say to you again, you are a Doane graduate. And at Doane, we are changing that world one graduate at a time. Congratulations to the graduate. Congratulations and thanks to all the families and friends for coming. Merrill will ring. Go Tigers. Will Julia Ramirez please come forward once again, and will everyone please stand as Julia leads us in the singing of the Doane hymn found in your programs, and then please remain standing while the 2024 graduate, Gabriella Loving Porter, comes forward to give the closing reflection.
A hymn of praise we lift to thee, O God, whom we revere. For Doane, thy holy gift to us, our alma mater dear. Her walls are fitting monuments to those who reared them there, and a strong lives nurtured in her halls bespeak their answered prayer. We build on Christ this motto blessed, engraved on marrow stone, is written too in every heart that loyal beats for Doane. Keep our sole vision then, O Christ, for a undimmed and free, that we may honor God and Doane by building still on thee.
Take a moment to reflect. As your classes and grading are now complete, may you strive towards excellence in all that you do. As the speeches conclude, may your voices rise up to pronounce justice and peace in the world. As the fanfares cease, may you sing of joy, even in the dark and lonely places. As the applause quiets, may you celebrate and lift up those around you. As you graduate today, may your achievements grow and cause growth in your communities. And may we all know of the overwhelming blessings of the one who created all things. Thank you.
Faculty marshals and junior marshals, please prepare for the recessional.
Mr. Marshall.